Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Manchester United rejected Antonio Conte to stand by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Antonio Conte will be the new Tottenham manager. Conte will sign a contract until 2023 at Tottenham. Yesterday, Conte arrived in London to hold talks with Tottenham. Yesterday, Tottenham sacked Nuno Santo after just 4 months in charge. But Conte was linked with a managerial role at Manchester United. Sky in Italy said the other week that Manchester United made initial contact with Antonio Conte, and it did mention that Conte wanted the Man United job, but the Man United board were not keen. It did say the other week that Conte had reservations about the club's structure. I'm disappointed that he's not coming to Manchester United, but it's good to see him come back to the Premier League. Conte left Inter Milan at the end of last season. He's a very good manager, he's got a good pedigree behind him, won a lot of silverware in his home nation, and in his first season at Chelsea he won the Premier League. I think Conte will turn Tottenham around. I think Conte can get Tottenham a top 4 finish. So, in regards to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's staying at Manchester United for the rest of the season, regardless of what happens. Solskjaer is still under pressure, despite the 3-0 win against Tottenham, but I presume some pressure has eased off him. Ed Woodward refuses to sack Solskjaer. Many at Manchester United were sure that Solskjaer was going to be sacked, especially after the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool the other week. Because there was reports coming out saying that the players were losing faith in Solskjaer, and also Solskjaer was losing the fans. If Manchester United do decide to eventually sack Solskjaer, they'll have to pay Solskjaer £7.5 million. Because in the summer, Solskjaer signed a new contract with Man United until 2024. There's an option of a further year, and we made a mistake giving Solskjaer that contract, because I can assure he won't see it out. Prior to the Tottenham game, it said from the Mirror that Man United give Solskjaer 3 games to save his job. One of them games has gone. After the 3-0 win against Tottenham, Solskjaer did say that the experience was key to Man United's win over Tottenham, and Solskjaer hinted that the Cavani and Ronaldo partnership will be staying. Solskjaer deserved a lot of credit in that game against Tottenham with the tactical changes he made. Solskjaer went with the 3-5-2 formation. I'd love Solskjaer to go with that formation from now on a regular basis, but he's going to find it difficult to stick with that formation, revert back to what I've said on my recent videos. I think he'll stick with the 3-5-2 formation tonight against Atalanta, and then he'll probably revert back to the 4-2-3-1 against Man City on Saturday. It was a crucial victory for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer against Tottenham, because if Man United would have lost to Tottenham, then there'd have been a good chance that Solskjaer would have been sacked. Manchester United responded very well from the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool at Old Trafford the other week. But my perceptions haven't changed on Solskjaer, despite the 3-0 win against Tottenham. I am still Ollie out, and I presume there's still a lot of other United fans that are Ollie out. If Manchester United were to go on a 10-11 game winning run from now, then my perceptions would start to change on the manager. This season is Solskjaer's third full season as Man United manager. And I did say at the start of this season that this season was going to be massive for Solskjaer, because he's got big expectations to exceed. And like I've said before, I think the expectations are far too high for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to exceed as Manchester United manager. I think Solskjaer has lowered the standards as manager at the club, and I just think he's in a position that he shouldn't be in. I hate to say this regarding Solskjaer, but I am being realistic. I hope Solskjaer succeeds as Manchester United manager, just like all Manchester United fans do. Solskjaer has not yet won a trophy as Manchester United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017. It's like 4.5 years ago now. And I don't think Solskjaer's capable of winning trophies as Manchester United manager. Solskjaer has no proven pedigree as a manager. That is definitely a concern. Before Manchester United, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, but they're not a big club. He enjoyed 2 spells with them. And before then he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was terrible. He only enjoyed a short tenure at Cardiff. He got sacked from Cardiff because he got them relegated. And I also have concerns about Solskjaer's decision making, because analysing the vast majority of the games he's managed at Man United, he's been tactically naive. But on the other side of things, there has been some games where he's showed tactical flexibility, but he's got to show tactical flexibility persistently. Solskjaer's been Manchester United manager now for almost 3 years. Not 2 years, 3 years. And I adore Solskjaer a lot, just like all Manchester United fans do, reflecting on what he's done for the club. Solskjaer is a club legend. He endured 11 years as a player for Man United. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. And the reason Solskjaer has lasted as long as he has done is because he's a legend of the club. Disregarding him being a legend of the club, I can assure he would have been sacked a while ago. There were a lot of United fans, including me, that thought Solskjaer should have resigned after the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool. And, he would have resigned if he cared about the club, but after the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool, Solskjaer refused to resign, and also Solskjaer said it was his darkest day as a manager. Manchester United endured a very good summer transfer window this year. Made 4 signings, brought Tom Eaton in on a free from Villa, brought Sancho in from Dortmund, brought Varane in from Real Madrid, and we re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo after 12 years. Man United spent around 141 million in the summer transfer window. Solskjaer also received strong backing. John Murtough backed him, Darren Fletcher backed him, Ed Woodward's backed Solskjaer, and the Glazers surprisingly backed Solskjaer. And Solskjaer has endured 5 transfer windows as permanent Manchester United manager. And Manchester United have got a very good squad. It's a title-winning squad, so in reality, Manchester United should be winning the Premier League this season, or at least challenging for the league. Revert back to what I've said before. So reflecting on what I've just said, Solskjaer has no more excuses. Don't get me wrong, the poor performances and poor results, you can't put all the blame on Solskjaer. He's accountable for certain things, but I think there's also players that have to take responsibility for those poor performances and poor results. It's never just all the manager's fault. Solskjaer got appointed in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. He's been permanent Manchester United manager since March 2019. The reason Solskjaer got the job permanently back in March 2019 was reflecting how well he did as the interim manager. And there is positives regarding Solskjaer. I think in certain aspects Solskjaer has brought consistency back. I like the way he develops the youth. Solskjaer has made good signings as Manchester United manager. So far he's signed 14 players, and Man United have spent over 400 million under Solskjaer. You can say that some progress has been made under Solskjaer because he's got us to semi-finals. He got us to 3 semi-finals in his first full season. Last season, in his first full season, he got us a 3rd place finish. Last season, he got us to the EFL Cup semi-final. He got us to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, and last season he got us to the Europa League final, and that was his first major final as Man United manager, but unfortunately we didn't win it. And last season he got us a 2nd place finish, so there you go. But what Solskjaer produced in his first full season and his 2nd full season, obviously he's looking to build on that this season. And Manchester United have had a very good away record in the Premier League. Don't forget, Manchester United went 29 games unbeaten away from home in the Premier League. Leicester ended our 29 unbeaten away run in the league. But we have been far superior away from home than we have been at home. Manchester United have actually been very poor at home. We've also extended a lot of players' contracts since Solskjaer come in. Earlier on this season, Solskjaer did mention that he wants new contracts for 5 players. That's Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw and Marcus Rashford. So there you go. And I expected Solskjaer to do far worse than he has done, so in that aspect I am shocked. You've got to say he has done a pretty good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. Because Solskjaer knew when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin. Solskjaer's managing one of the biggest clubs in the world, if not the biggest. Ole has also got rid of a lot of players since he's come in as well. He's loaned players out, and he's also got rid of a lot of players permanently. If Manchester United do eventually sack Solskjaer, he'll be the fourth permanent manager to be sacked since Ferguson, because Man United have already sacked 3 managers since Ferguson. Sacked David Moyes, sacked Louis van Gaal, and we also sacked Jose Mourinho. But Manchester United have got some very, very good players. You've got Marcus Rashford, that's good. I've got to give Rashford credit because Rashford's done really, really well since he's come back. Apart from the Liverpool game, I thought in the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool, Rashford was very poor. Rashford recently scored in the 3-0 win against Tottenham. It was a lovely breakaway goal. Rashford didn't start against Tottenham, but he come on as a substitute. Rashford also scored in the 3-2 win against Atalanta the other week at Old Trafford. And he also scored on his comeback in the 4-2 defeat to Leicester. After that game, Marcus Rashford's camp were unhappy with Solskjaer because Solskjaer told Rashford to prioritise his football instead of his off-pitch activities. Rashford was out with a shoulder injury for a while, and at one point he had to have an operation on his shoulder. Rashford has been part of the club for a long time. He's been a United player since the age of 7, and he's been in our senior squad since 2016, and he's got a contract with Man United until 2023. We do play Rashford on that left wing now, don't we? We need to keep him there because that's where he's mostly effective. He's far superior on the left wing to the right wing and up top. So in a 3-5-2 formation, Rashford doesn't get in. Neither does Mason Greenwood either. This is why I said earlier on it's going to be hard for us to stick with the 3-5-2. You've got Mason Greenwood, that's also a very good player. Greenwood played no part against Tottenham. Greenwood played in the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool the other week. I thought he was our best player in that game. He had a very good early chance, produced a good save from Allinson. Greenwood scored a stunning goal in the 4-2 defeat to Leicester a few weeks ago. Greenwood has scored like 4 goals in the Premier League so far this season. Don't forget he did go a period, or should I say a long period, without scoring, but despite that he's been a revelation since he broke into our senior squad. Greenwood made his senior debut for Man United back in 2019. He's been a United player since the age of 7, so he's been part of the club for a long time, and last season Greenwood signed a new 4-year contract. He deserved the contract, reflecting on his good performances. Jadon Sancho is a good player, but Sancho has endured a very poor start to his Manchester United career, and reflecting on that, fans have been starting to get on his back. I think Solskjaer is to blame for Sancho's poor performances, because when Solskjaer plays Sancho, he persistently plays him out of position. He puts him on the left wing. Yes, he can play on the left wing, but he's far superior on the right wing, because Sancho's predominantly a right winger. And you can also play centrally. But like I said before, it does take some players time to settle in, and I said Sancho will do well at Man United providing that is used correctly. There's been quite a few games though Sancho hasn't even played in, so reflecting on that, does he have a future at Man United? Earlier on this season, Borussia Dortmund warned Man United about the Jadon Sancho problem. Dortmund's CEO came out and said that Sancho's lack of game time at Man United is hurting my soul. You know, we got Sancho in a deal worth 78 million with add-ons included. He's got a contract with Man United till June 2026. There's an option of a further year. Edinson Cavani, he's also very, very good as well. Cavani obviously played in the 3-0 win against Tottenham recently. Cavani was playing alongside Ronaldo, and that was very intriguing. They play well together, Cavani and Ronaldo. But anyway, Cavani scored a very good goal against Tottenham. It was a lovely dink over Hugo Lloris. Cavani should have scored in the first half against Tottenham because he had a very good headed chance, just went wide. Cavani's going to find it hard though to play on a regular basis because, like I've mentioned already, it's going to be hard for Solskjaer to stick with the 3-5-2 formation. Unfortunately, I think Cavani's going to be leaving Manchester United next year, but I can't say I want him to leave with the impact he's made since he's come in. Cavani's got under a year left on his Man United contract. It was back in May he signed a 1-year contract extension. Cavani receives over £200,000 a week. We got Cavani on a free transfer, and I think this season is his second full season. Cavani's got a good pedigree behind him. Look at the amount of silverware he won when he was at PSG. Not only that, he was a long-serving player when he was at PSG. He was out with injury earlier on this season. Obviously, we've got the best player in the world overall in Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo scored a very good goal in the 3-0 win against Tottenham. He executed the volley to perfection, and it was from a tight angle. It was Ben Davies that got caught out. Ronaldo has 7 goals now in all competitions since he re-signed. Ronaldo got an assist against Tottenham. It was a lovely pass to find Cavani. That was Ronaldo's first assist since he re-signed for the club. And Ronaldo also had a disallowed goal in the game. Ronaldo saved Solskjaer again. He's saved him on a few occasions now, saved him against Atalanta the other week and saved him against Villarreal. Ronaldo played in the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool the other week. Ronaldo had a disallowed goal in that game. Ronaldo was lucky not to be sent off though against Liverpool for kicking Curtis Jones. Ronaldo played in the 4-2 defeat to Leicester earlier on this season. For the vast majority of that game, he was anonymous because he wasn't getting enough service. Ronaldo tried to storm off the pitch in the 4-2 defeat to Leicester, but Solskjaer stopped him. Prior to that game, Ronaldo informed Solskjaer that he wants to play in every single league game after he was left on the bench in the draw with Everton before the international break. For September, Ronaldo got named Premier League Player of the Month. Ronaldo's got a contract with Man United till 2023. There's an option of a further year. Ronaldo receives £480,000 a week, so at the moment is the highest earner at Man United. He wears the number 7 shirt, and we got Ronaldo for 19.8 million with add-ons included. You've got Bruno Fernandes, that's also a world-class player. Fernandes played in the 3-0 win against Tottenham recently, and his contribution for both goals against Tottenham was absolutely world-class. Fernandes played in the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool the other week. Fernandes had a good early chance, but he skied it. Fernandes should have done much better with that. If he'd have scored that chance, Fernandes, it may have been a total different game against Liverpool. Fernandes starts the vast majority of Manchester United's games, and in a lot of games for Man United he's been consistent, but on the other side of things there's been quite a few games where Fernandes has looked off the pace. He's one of the best signings we've made since Ferguson retired. He's been at Manchester United for almost 2 years. We got him from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020. Last season he won Player of the Year, and he's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Earlier on this season he did make it clear, Fernandes, that he wants to stay at Manchester United. And when he came to Manchester United he said he wants to win trophies. Earlier on this season, it said Fernandes was close to signing a new 5-year contract with Man United worth £250,000 a week with the signing of Ronaldo. At the moment, he's got a contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further 12 months. Donny van der Beek, he's also a good player, but I haven't had much of a perception on him at Man United. Revert back to what I've said before. He doesn't get enough game time at Manchester United, so reflecting on that, I think he will be leaving the club in January. And I've said, Solskjaer needs to start Van der Beek, especially in the Premier League, because he's a good player. Van der Beek played no part in the 3-0 win against Tottenham recently. Surprisingly, Matic is ahead of Van der Beek in our midfield. Prior to the Liverpool game, Solskjaer did make an admission saying that Van der Beek is frustrated and disappointed over his situation at Old Trafford. I don't think Solskjaer wants Van der Beek at Old Trafford, because if he wanted him there, he'd play Van der Beek on a regular basis. Van der Beek has endured a difficult 18 months at Man United. This season is his second full season at Man United. We got him in a deal worth 40 million with add-ons included. He's got a contract with Man United till 2025. And there's an option of a further year, I think. And he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. You've obviously got Paul Pogba. That's a very, very good player. Not only a good player, he's an imperative player as well. Pogba is in contention to play tonight against Atalanta in the Champions League group stage. I think he'll start. Pogba played no part against Tottenham recently. Obviously he couldn't play because Pogba's suspended. Pogba's now got 2 games to serve in the Premier League. Pogba got sent off in the 5-0 defeat to Liverpool. He got sent off for that 2-footed challenge on Naby Keita. Now, Pogba didn't start against Liverpool, and reflecting on that, I heavily criticised Solskjaer because I thought Solskjaer should have started Pogba against Liverpool. I want Paul Pogba to stay at Manchester United, but it looks like he's leaving Man United because Mark Ogden said not so long ago that Man United are prepared to let Paul Pogba leave on a free transfer next summer after accepting that the midfielder will not sign a contract. Well, Fabrizio Romano did say that Paul Pogba wants Solskjaer sacked. And apparently Pogba snubbed Solskjaer after Liverpool defeat, so reflecting on that, contract talks were put on hold. Andy Mitten from The Athletic said earlier on this season that Man United offered Paul Pogba £400,000 a week to stay at Man United. That would see Pogba become the second highest earner at the club. At the moment he receives around 290 grand a week. His current contract expires next summer, and before the start of this season, Pogba rejected a Man United contract. But so far this season, Pogba's provided 7 assists in the Premier League, and he produced good performances in the last couple of months of last season, but at one point last season, he was out with a thigh injury for a while, and he sustained a couple of ankle injuries at Man United. He's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid 89 million for him, and this season's his 6th season since he rejoined Man United. You've also got Luke Shaw, that's a good left back. To Luke Shaw's credit, put a good performance out against Tottenham recently, but disregarding the Tottenham game, he's been poor so far this season. But I says as the season goes on, Luke Shaw will regain his form. You know, you've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka, that's a very good right back. To his credit, he did well against Tottenham recently. You know, Varane's a very good centre-half. Varane made his return against Tottenham, and what a performance he put out as well. Don't forget, Varane was out with a groin injury for a few weeks, but it's good now that he's back. You know, Harry Maguire, he's a good centre-half when he wants to be. He put a good performance out against Tottenham recently, despite him getting booked. Harry Maguire had a calf injury earlier on this season. You've got Eric Bailly, that's a good centre-half, but Bailly doesn't get in the team much, does he? Obviously, with the signing of Varane in the summer transfer window, and plus Solskjaer seems to prefer Lindelof ahead of Eric Bailly. I think Bailly will be starting tonight, though, because Lindelof's not available. Lindelof picked an injury up in training. I think the centre-halves tonight will be Bailly, Varane and Maguire, because I think Solskjaer's going to stick with the 3-5-2 formation. My only element of concern about Eric Bailly is injury prone. And obviously you've got David De Gea, that's a very, very good goalkeeper as well. He's done really well so far this season. Don't forget De Gea reclaimed the #1 spot back. Dean Henderson, he's also a good goalkeeper as well, but I think he wants a loan move away from Man United next year, because Henderson doesn't get his chances now, does he? Henderson's only been in goal for one game this season, that was West Ham in the Carabao Cup, but don't forget Henderson was out with COVID for a while. So yeah, we've got a decent squad. There's also inconsistent players at Man United. You know, I've got my reservations about Fred. Fred can perform well when he wants to, but despite that, I don't think he's good enough to represent the club. I don't think Matic is good enough. Matic, to his credit, did make an impact when he came on against Tottenham. Obviously got the assist for Marcus Rashford's 3rd goal. McTominay, I'm not too sure about him. I have said he's not good enough. He probably ain't, but he does need more time. McTominay still young, got a lot of development in him. McTominay's had his good games at Man United. You know, Lingard's not good enough. Lingard doesn't really get in the team anyway. I don't think Anthony Martial's good enough either. I don't think Lindelof's good enough, even though he did put a good performance out against Tottenham. So anyway guys, that's everything to update for today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.